Let's jump right into this explainer. Look, if you have ever played Dark Souls, you already know the exquisite, absolutely controller-breaking pain of the demon ruins. It is legendary, right? But today, we're doing something a little different. We're going to take the brutal mechanics of this specific area and uncover the profound academic theories hiding right beneath the surface of the lava. We're looking way past the stats and the swords to figure out what is really driving us forward when we play. What's so fascinating here is how a literal university thesis frames our gaming experience. It's not just mere entertainment, no. It's actually a deep exploration of Lacanian psychoanalysis and desire. I mean, think about it. We're going to look at the subconscious drives that control us, why we willingly subject ourselves to failure over and over, and what the structure of this game is actually doing to our psychology. To really get into this, we'll be analyzing Marie Storm Dalby's academic work, Dark Souls of Desire, which was published by Uppsala University. We're going to be juxtaposing high-level queer theory and psychoanalysis with the literal grueling steps we take as gamers when we're just trudging through the lava of the demon ruins. It's a wild contrast, but it totally works. So, our roadmap today is simple. We've got 1. Descent into demon ruins. 2. Serving the fair lady. 3. Slaying the chaos demons. 4. The psychoanalysis of souls. And finally, 5. Humanity and feminine chaos. Let's get into it. Section 1. Descent into demon ruins. Let's start with the actual physical world we're entering here. The demon ruins isn't just a level, It's a place deeply scarred by tragedy and mutation. Chronologically speaking, this entire zone is defined by its tragedy. Before the chaos, this was once the glorious outskirts of lost Izalith, flourishing under the Witch of Izalith. But then, the bed of chaos imploded. It mutated the entire population into these horrific demons, and when Lord Gwyn sent his armies to contain the threat, they were completely defeated. Their armor was literally charred black by the overwhelming heat, which is exactly why we encounter those Black Knights in the aftermath. Visually, the landscape is just overwhelming. You've got this massive lava pool created by the tears of the ceaseless discharge, who is literally standing there mourning his sisters. But what's really fascinating is the real-world inspiration. Game director Hidetaka Miyazaki specifically chose an oriental theme modeled after Angkor Wat in Cambodia. He wanted to capture a place where East meets West, conveying this deeply unsettling sense of chaos and a profound lack of order to you, the player. So, how does this chaotic environment actually dictate your actions? That brings us to Section 2, Serving the Fair Lady and the Chaos Servant Covenant. Hidden beneath all of this destruction is arguably one of the most tragic figures in the entire game. To join the Chaos Servant Covenant, you have to follow these exact steps. You bypass the defeated boss Quilog, you strike an illusory wall, and you move past a grotesque egg carrier named Ingi. And then finally, you find the Fair Lady. She's a firekeeper, but she is deathly ill. And why? Because she tragically swallowed the poisonous blight pus just to save her suffering native followers. Now, the crucial interaction here is totally transactional. You mechanically trade your hard-earned humanity points to alleviate her pain. In return, the game rewards you. Once you hand over 30 humanities, you don't just unlock the devastating Chaos Storm Pyromancy, you unlock a vital shortcut door to Lost Izalith. And if you know, you know. This specific shortcut is famously the only way to save the beloved NPC Solaire of Astora from going completely mad. But of course, before you can utilize that shortcut, you have to survive. On to Section 3, Slaying the Chaos Demons and those notoriously frustrating boss fights. Notice how your physical strategy has to shift wildly between these two mandatory bosses. On one hand, we have the Demon Fire Sage. Let's be real, the most common tactic here isn't honorable combat. It's a straight-up cheese strategy. Players frantically bait him into a corner behind some tree roots where his AI just breaks, and then shoot him endlessly with arrows just to avoid his massive area of effect blasts. On the other hand, the Centipede Demon requires desperate survival. You have to fight on this tiny patch of land in a literal sea of lava, desperately hacking off its limbs just to get the orange charred ring so you can walk on the lava without instantly burning to death. The literal everyday gaming experience in the Demon Ruins is just pure frustration. I mean, if you've been there, you absolutely know. The Centipede Demon is infamous for terrible camera angles that shove you right into the wall, completely blinding you to the boss's movements. You're taking unavoidable lava damage, and your NPC summon, Solaire, half the time he just walks aimlessly right into the magma and dies, or gets the boss stuck in the ceiling. It is an area that naturally inspires players to just save and quit out of sheer exasperation.
Well, let's pull back the curtain a bit and view these exact frustrations through the rigorous academic lens of Uppsala University, Section 4, the psychoanalysis of souls from a Lacanian perspective.
That endless loop of dying to the centipede demon or missing a jump and falling into the lava, it's actually not just bad luck or poor level design. According to Marie Storm Dalby's thesis, it's academically framed around the game's core item, the dark sign. This ring of fire establishes the rule of return. It traps you, the player, in a continuous cycle of death and rebirth. You are being subjected to objection, meaning you are constantly being broken down, stripped of your progress, and forced to confront your own failure over and over again. So why do you keep doing it? The game tells you that you are the chosen undead, right? You're destined to ring the bells and link the fire. But the thesis argues this is a concept called citationality. In simple terms, you aren't actually the chosen undead by any sort of divine destiny. Your authority is purely a performance. It's a compulsion. You are essentially compelled to repeatedly bang your head against the demon ruins until you succeed, driven by a myth that the game uses to manipulate you into engaging with its brutal mechanics.
And that brings us to the ultimate synthesis of our explainer today, Section 5, Humanity and Feminine Chaos.
Think about it like this. On the surface, you're just spending currency, right? You're farming rats for humanity items and feeding them to a sick spider woman just to open a door. But psychoanalysis reads this as the Freudian death drive. By surrendering your hard-earned humanity to the fair lady, who is this figure of ultimate tragic sacrifice, you're engaging in subjective destitution. You're giving up your own agency and power just to feed a void. Your physical struggle here is masterfully designed. According to the thesis, the Witches of Izalith, whose hubris birthed the demons in the first place, represent the radical potential of feminine chaos, pushing back against the established patriarchal order of Lord Gwyn. As a player, you're trapped by the Lacanian gaze. The game is basically watching you fail, forcing you into this cycle of culpability. Ultimately, the game demands conformity to its brutal rules. And the literal lava and demons, they are manifestations of the terrifying missing real of psychoanalysis, the raw, absolute, chaotic truth beneath reality itself. I want to leave you with this final, provocative thought to take away. The next time you die in the demon ruins, and let's be honest, you will, ask yourself a question. Are you really playing just for fun, trying to achieve mastery over the mechanics? Or are you simply a subject bound by the architecture of desire, absolutely compelled by your own death drive to find meaning in the absolute chaos? Thanks for joining me on this explainer, and I'll catch you next time.